Guys, it's Danny Spilling. Today I just want to talk a little bit about why we train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, some of the reasons we might train. One of the big reasons that people decide to train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is for the exercise. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a very physically demanding sport. It's a fun activity you can do with your friends, so it's a little more engaging than say lifting weights or running on a treadmill, something like that. So a lot of people who may not otherwise be active decide to be active through a martial art, and specifically Jiu-Jitsu, because Jiu-Jitsu is, I would say, a little more physically demanding than a lot of other sports. We train at full speed. We can do that safely because of the nature of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and grappling. It's not like kickboxing or karate or taekwondo where you can't really hit people as hard as you can every day. You might spar occasionally hard, but with grappling we can go fairly hard with one another every day relatively safely. So a lot of people pick it in lieu of other exercise or in addition to other exercise because it's a ton of fun. Another reason we might choose to train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is because of the skills we can develop. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a ninja? I mean, we get to learn how to take people's backs, choke them out, break arms, break legs. You know, we can do all sorts of things that you wouldn't necessarily run into in your daily life. It's kind of a fun, unique skill set to develop. And you will develop it. No matter how terrible we are when we start out, you will get better. And watching those skills develop is a lot of fun. You can develop some of the longest, most fulfilling friendships you'll ever have through something like Jiu-Jitsu. I've been training for between 7 and 8 years, somewhere in there. The time sort of flies by. But I've known some of the guys and gals I train with, my teammates. I've known them for 8 or 9 years. That's a very long relationship. I'm not that old, but those are some of the longest relationships, friendships I've ever had. And there's something very cool about training with a group of like-minded individuals. There's something really special about that, and going through something that's difficult together and everybody knows how difficult it is. And it's sort of a cliche, but when you join a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu team, you're not really joining just a team or a group of friends necessarily. You're joining a family, and what I mean by that is, like family, we will not always agree, or we will fight or not get along for periods of time, but at the end of the day, these are still your brothers and sisters. And God help anybody who gets in between you guys. Some of those friendships can be some of the most fulfilling you'll ever find. You can get a sense of accomplishment with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that you won't find anywhere else. And I don't just mean the ranking process and that sort of thing. You can find that in a lot of martial arts. You start out as a white belt and you get better and better, and as you do, you're recognized for those accomplishments. But more than that, with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you get recognized by your peers for developing skills. Like, everybody supports one another and wants everybody to get better, and so that accomplishment gets sort of compounded. And this idea that it's not just your accomplishment, it's the team's accomplishment is very, very special. For a lot of people, that's very, very fulfilling, is to be part of a team of people who are getting better together. And then the last reason I have that I train is the confidence you get from training something difficult and physical. And I don't mean in kind of a woo-woo weird way. You develop a special kind of confidence that comes from understanding that it's not nearly as bad as you thought it was. This one's a little difficult to explain. When you are having a stressful day, that stress does not compare to your training partner jumping on your back and trying to choke you. Like, that's an immediate concern. It's not this ephemeral sort of, oh, I might be having a bad day at work, or I have a new promotion coming up, or I have to meet my girlfriend's parents, or whatever that stress may be. It doesn't really compare to the stress and the threat of immediate physical harm that we're dealing with. So it seems less in comparison. So it's sort of the greatest stress relief on the planet. How can you possibly be stressed about a bill you haven't paid quite yet, when you've got somebody jumping on your neck trying to hurt you. You can get a degree of confidence, not only physical confidence, but mental and emotional sort of resilience from training something like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And it's one of the main reasons that I train. It has less to do with becoming a physical danger as it does developing sort of this mental toughness and this idea that it's not going to get that bad no matter what could possibly be going wrong with your life. And I think that's one of the major benefits that people see from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Those are the sorts of things that I find helpful when I'm searching for my why, or why I decide to train. But I would really, really like to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Why do you choose to train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? And if you don't, why not? Let me know. Thank you very much. I will see you guys early next week with a new technique video. Have fun.